All right. Welcome back here. It is Friday, November 24th, 2023. And it's the day after Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a good holiday. And it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30. And today I'm going to attempt something that I've never attempted. And that's to recover a seat from scratch. Now, you guys watched the channel. You remember the 61 I had that I redid the back seat, but I didn't take the foams off. All I did was take the seat covers off, put the seat covers right back on. So that went pretty straightforward. This time we're gonna try and rebuild them from scratch. Main reason is I don't want to afford paying an upholstery shop. I've gotten a couple quotes, some reasonable, some on the high end. You know, quality work is good, but honestly, I don't see what's so hard about this. I don't want to speak too soon, but we're going to see. Worst case is I do have to take it to a professional, but we'll see. We'll see. So I got these frames that have been sandblasted and powder coated black. The springs are good. The seats are in good shape. This, you know, the frames and everything, they cleaned up real nice. I didn't have to replace any of the springs. Everything's clean. I got all four, or front and rear, sandblasted powder coated. So that's where we start. I do have some hog rings. I got to go grab them. They're in the house. Hog rings and pliers. I ordered 1,000 of them, which should be plenty. Then I went to Hobby Lobby and I got this polyfoam, 2-inch thick, 76 inches long, 27 wide. This polyfoam at Hobby Lobby, I don't know if we have a price on it still. Not on this one. But I got 4 rolls. That's all they had. So 4 rolls for 4 seats, I guess. 4 sections. Then I went same Hobby Lobby and I bought the burlap, which I didn't know they make black burlap, but I thought that was pretty cool. Usually it's brown. So I got the burlap. And then I got this material, which I don't know if this is going to work or not. We're going to try. I think this material right here was only $10. And what I'm planning on doing is putting the burlap first, putting the foam, and then putting this over the foam with some hog rings, kind of not tight, you know, but snug. And then put the seat cover on. All in at Hobby Lobby, I spent $245. The foam was the most of it. The foam was probably, I think they were like $47 a roll, which is probably on the high end. I mean, I probably could have got it cheaper at a upholstery supply house, probably in Houston, which is, I don't like driving through Houston. So if I have to spend $40 more and go opposite of a major city, I'm going to spend the $40. So anyways, 247, just say 250 all in for all the materials. The hog rings on Amazon with the pliers was like $22 for 1,000 of them. So 3/4 inch hog rings. So anyways, like I say, I've never done this, but I've watched a bunch of videos and we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. So I don't have listing wire, but I do have the wire that we use when I hang and paint parts, which I don't see why it wouldn't work. We're gonna attempt it. We're really taking the backyard hacking to another level today. But I figure the lower rear seat is probably the easiest, followed up by probably the lower front seat, and then probably the upper rear seat due to the speaker, and then these other pieces will be the trickiest. But I've been doing some research. Actually, you know, I talked to a couple people on Instagram. One in particular, I know he watches the videos, man. I think his name's Joey206. Gave me some good tips, good advice. So, you know, networking, you can do this yourself. Hopefully. Anyways, enough yakking. Let me get started. The materials I'm going to use basically are some scissors that we have. We already had these stainless steel scissors. Electric carving knife for the foam. Probably a Sharpie marker, paint pen, hog ring pliers, maybe a heat gun, maybe a hair dryer. I don't have a steamer. It is 61 degrees in here right now. I think it's gonna warm up to like maybe 67 maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. Bring y'all along for this journey. Let me get set up here and I'll bring you guys back once I get the burlap on. All right, we're back. It's been about 20 minutes and I got this thing kind of draped in the burlap with some hog rings. Now when I put the burlap on, I kind of snugged it, but I didn't pull it tight. A little bit short across the front, but I think we'll be okay. I tried my best to put the hog rings facing in, that way they don't poke through. Might have to take these out. I don't like these on the corners, so I'm probably gonna end up taking these out. But outside of that, it's pretty easy. I mean, just draped it and then started hog ringing it. Guys, take it easy on me. It's my first time doing this. So next up is going to be the foam. I'm going to get a roll of foam out. Like I said, I got 4 rolls for 4 sections, so I should have plenty. I am going to take these out. I don't like these on the corner. I'm also not sure if the foam goes all the way down. I'm going to throw the seat cover on right now just to get an idea of how it looks. I'll take these hog rings out and I'm going to throw the seat cover on and I'll bring you guys back. All right. So I threw the seat cover on and hey man, it's looking better already, you know. It's motivation right there. Overall, it looks like it's going to fit pretty good. I'm not sure if this goes all the way around it. I'm gonna have to put the foam on and see where it falls. I don't know if that goes all the way around it or if it just goes to right here. Let's see, I might have to ask some questions. This is gonna look nice right here with the listing wire in it. It's gonna look good. I did take these out right here in the corner. So I don't think I'm gonna, I don't know, we'll see. Let's just get an idea. I'm gonna get the foam out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay the foam out on the table and then I'm gonna flip this thing over and trace out and then cut. Bring you guys back. All right, so I flipped the seat onto the foam. And I got a tech tip from a guy. He says he goes 1.5 inches past the seat and just so that 1.5 inches can fold over this edge and over this edge. So no foam here. So I may take these back out and put the burlap here only. Might do that. But yeah, 1.5 inches over, so it's gonna overlap, cover that corner, and then should pull tight down here. So I think I'm gonna redo this and get these from down here. So bring you guys back here. All right, so we got the foam cut with the electric knife, man, like butter. You can carve it however you want. So I went 1.5 inches, you know, estimate, past the edge, all the way around. Okay. 1.5 inches. Say you want to start about 1.5 inches behind that or so. Mainly on this portion, the important part is that the foam rolls over the edge here. No foam here, so I cleaned up the burlap, got rid of it, and I guess it's just going to be the vinyl from the seat cover. So now what I'm going to do, I already cut to size this stuff, which is basically like it's kind of like a Tyvek. It feels like a post office envelope mailers, and this is just going to help I hope the seat cover slide over this easier. So I don't know, I don't think I'm going to glue the foam to the burlap. Some people do. I'm going to see. I mean, worst case is I can take the cover off and if it needs glue. But all I'm going to do is kind of loosely hog ring this, probably down here or maybe up under here, just so the seat cover slides easier versus trying to slide on this foam. Stuff was real cheap. Hopefully it works like it should. So let me get this hog ringed on loosely, bring you guys back. All right, so I got the baling wire. I use that instead of listing wire because I have a bunch of it. It's what I use to hang stuff whenever I paint on these racks. And all I did was basically stuff it in here and slide it around. So it's in, all 4. On the one going across the front, it's pretty difficult to get it to bend this turn right here. So I just put a side piece, and then one solid piece all the way across the front. So what I'm gonna do now is I found the center of the seat frame, front and back. Find the center of this from here to here. Find the center, put a hog ring. And go from there. Probably branch out a little bit, trying to pull it tight as I go. But I think that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm gonna get the heat gun. I'm also gonna try and get this seam. I already did this one. This seam, the flap is gonna lay out. So you wanna try and, I'm gonna try and get it all consistent so it's not a twist, if that makes sense, on the seam. This one's laying out as well. This one's kind of already there probably. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me start hog ringing it, and I guess I'll bring you guys back when it's done. All right, here we are. A finished result for the first section. I didn't think that was that hard.
I was pulling it.
Pulling it. It is kind of a two-man job.
Making it tight.
Make it a lot easier. Two people. One pulling and one hog ringing, but
We did it.
overall it's pretty good. It's got a couple little faint wrinkles, but I mean this thing's been in the box for a year.
Yeah, we didn't really let it lay out.
I mean it's 65 degrees outside. So we're just gonna put it out in the sun, and I'd like to get the back half done. But overall, man, that was pretty easy. We did do a little secret over here. We just
A few secrets.
a few secrets. We put some cardboard and more foam in the corners to kind of help the corners out,
Give it some shape.
because it's hollow right here, so it has some pretty noticeable wrinkles. So all we did was put some cardboard first and then stuff foam in it, and the cardboard helps to kind of smooth it out, level it out, so you don't see lumpy from the foam. And then we did put a little bit of cardboard here because it was kind of rubbing on the
Frame.
on the seat frame. Overall, man, I think I will go throw it in the car and get an idea.
Yeah, let's see how it looks.
Okay, we'll do that and bring you back. All right. So we could make, I've seen videos where they would spray glue, then fold it and have a piece of wire in there, you know, but at this point, I mean, we didn't use any of that around this, so I don't really see the need. So we're just gonna kind of double it up so it has a little bit of reinforcement, a little bit of meat. Okay. The only bad thing about these things are,
Awkward.
well, you gotta reload.
Yeah.
It's not like a stapler, you know. What stuff is made out of? Weave.
Don't fold it too much.
Okay, so now I might have you apply just a little bit of pressure. Okay. Been so long since I took these off to get them cleaned up and powder coated that I really don't remember how it was. But I do remember it had original seat covers, and man, I would probably say like 40% of the hog rings were missed. They missed their target from the factory, which is, you know, it's interesting. One more right here on the end. Okay. Scissors. It's okay. It's okay. Probably going to be covered up with foam anyways. Honestly, I think the going rate to do this, if you were to take somebody this without having to do any of the foam work, is about $1,000. When you have to do foam, you know, the price changes. But I've paid anywhere from $400 to $800 to have this done. I've never paid $4,000. I mean, this is kind of like making a bed, you know? You put your little stretchy sheet, elastic, whatever it is, sheet. Then you put your little memory foam pad or whatever, topper. And you put your comforter. And that's it. What's so hard about it? There is some detail work, you know, that goes in it. Towards the end.
You put the topper first, then the sheet.
Oh.
Then the comforter.
So topper is the burlap.
We know who makes the bed. Obviously not you.
Whatever. No, not so much. What's the battery on that camera?
36.
36. Okay. It's gonna go dead here.
Well, hurry up. You're almost done.
Now, okay. The only downside of applying that pressure I can see is that the fabric, the vinyl, might have a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
That's where that foam's gonna come in. We'll see. I don't know. First time doing this. enough to double lap it, so we're just gonna throw one on. It's probably not gonna work. I will leave it. It's fine. Okay, so that's that. We got to put the camera on the charger. I think we have extra battery. I don't know if it's dead. So we're ready to do some phone work. So I'm gonna charge the camera for a little bit. Bring y'all back. All right, so we got the burlap done, we got the foam done, and now we're putting this Tyvek material over it to help the seat cover slide over the foam, so it's not catching the foam. So I'll show you how we did so far how we done the speaker hole. Is we just kind of cut it. We're gonna work our way up. We cut this at an angle. This is overlapping, we would say 3 inches on the side, 1.5 on the bottom. And then the roll is a perfect size that this is gonna fall right where it needs to be. So we're not gonna have to add any foam because the width of the foam itself is long enough. So now we just glue this onto the foam and we're ready to put our seat cover on. Okay, so we'll bring you back once we start doing that. All right, so this was tricky. So basically we had to put this thing on twice, huh? We had to put it on twice, all because of the speaker. Also, it never got above like 65 degrees, so this vinyl isn't quite relaxed. But overall,
Tough.
It's thick. It's definitely thick stuff. So the keynote takeaway here is that the foam needs to be at the base of the frame, not overlapping. You would think overlap so that you have a nice corner, nice, built up corner, but no, because if you have that overlap, then this doesn't pull up enough. This doesn't pull up enough, and
the seam at the top.
And the seam, yeah, then the seam is off. So you have to stretch this all the way back to here. And if you have the foam on the bottom, it can also hog ring to the little section a little bit closer, which is a lot easier because it was a lot of work to try and hog ring it back to here with the foam on the bottom. So once we realized that, then we had to take the seat, cut all the hog rings, cut the foam, and then it fell in place. So as far as, this looks pretty good, man. There's a little bit more work around the speaker, but we're gonna wait for some warmer weather, to let this relax. And I really don't want to go with the heat gun because then you might distort it. And once it's distorted or stretched too far, then it's done. But we can put a little bit more here in the back and build it up a little bit, and it'll. But outside of that, it's pretty straightforward. The second time around, at least.
Yeah.
Just hog rings around the bottom there, and up the sides, and right there to the second little piping here. Yeah, the second little bar, not the first one. And I think this flap is going to serve its purpose for covering, because with the top up, if you don't have this, then you see the back seat springs. So this should tuck behind that little piece. If not, I'm going to put a piece of black, either burlap or that other stuff, but I don't think so. And then this is the boot retainer, original to the car. I just hit it with some rattle can. So that's the back seat. We're going to go ahead and put it in the car, jam it in there, and just get an idea. See how this matches the side insert on the car. All right, so bring you guys back once it's in the car.
We're back. thing looks great.
Thing's stuck on there. Just trying to get it straight, but not quite. There we go.
What do y'all think?
Matches the side. So whenever I picked the color for the side stripe, I wanted to get it as close to the
I think it
to the
matches
vinyl.
pretty good.
But also, you got to understand that it's not side by side.
Yeah.
So if it's a shade off, you can
Get away with
you
it.
can get away with a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think it looks.
But the back seat, the back of the fronts are this color, so you're gonna see more of that. It's good. If we do it ourselves, first time. Whatever. I think it looks pretty good. Is it flawless? No. But hey man, I'd rather do it myself, have a few flaws, and pay a bunch of money.
$4,000.
And then, I mean, depending on who you take it to, man, you know, I mean, how do you know that they're going to do better?
You don't.
You don't. Then you go pick it up and it has these little things, you know, here and there or whatever, but. Well, this was definitely a team effort. I think two people is surely easier. One person can do it, but it would be I would use clamps. Clamp the seat to the table, squash it. Then you don't have to pull as much, because basically she was leaning on it, and I was under, you know, clamping it. So
My fingers hurt.
I think it looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Considering, I mean, so it's 2-inch foam. So like I said, I spent $240 or say $250 at Hobby Lobby for 4 rolls of foam, enough burlap, and enough of that Tyvek stuff. I mean, some people I talked to, they use the jute stuff, or you can use the foam plus the cotton, which would make it, you know, more puffy, I guess, or also harder to clamp, harder to hog ring. You know, but I mean, that'd be a professional job. But. So I don't know. We have to figure out how the boot goes, or if the retainer's even used, because it's kind of a tight fit around this corner. You know what I mean? But so Gina said that these things were NOS, the inserts, which is impressive.
Fun fact.
They feel like they have a texture to them. They're not smooth vinyl like this is.
I don't know if we can see that in the camera.
And you know, you can hear me scratching.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
And on the original seats, before I took them apart, they were this also. I thought they had cloth inserts because they were so, you know, beat up, so sunburnt or whatever, that it felt like they were heavy duty cloth. But convertibles didn't come with cloth; they come with vinyl. So, hey man, maybe front seat. I'd like to get get seats on, you know, this weekend maybe. So we'll see. So I guess we call this part 1.
Part 1.
So the part 2 will be the front seat. I got power seat. I'm waiting on the seat trim. Buddy Johnny's cutting it out for the power seat. We're making a manual seat trim fit a power seat switch. So some details on that, because man, 5960 power seat driver's side trim. These guys want a stupid amount of money for one piece of trim when you can make that. So yeah, I think it'd be okay. I think the bottom is going to be pretty much the bottom, same as the bottom of this. There's you got to make way for a couple more screws for trim pieces and the way it pivots and stuff. The back seat, I mean the backrest, you know, we'll see, but we'll call this part 1. So it's coming together. Of course, the interior is going to go in last, but after wiring. But I wanted to, you know, at least get
a little preview.
Yeah, get a little preview. So hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll bring you back for part 2. Y'all stay tuned.
Peace.